Hi, I'm Rhianna Kenny and this is ACM. Hello, there's a lot of you in here. I've been a singer, songwriter, performer for 20 years. I started singing backing vocals for my brother's band and got a record deal when I was about 19. Had a bit of a solo career, then went back into backing singing. I started touring with Faithless and then Roisin Murphy and then loads of other artists that are great. Lianna La Havas, Snarky Puppy, Robbie Williams, Brian Ferry, John Newman, and I've had a really nice time doing it. In my masterclass at ACM today, I think I'm going to be concentrating more on the practical pieces of information that you need to survive in a music industry. It can be quite cutthroat and intimidating out there once you're kind of out of study, and I think students at ACM learn so much creativity, but it's important to have the practical side of things, so maybe I'd like to give some knowledge about that and hopefully that will be helpful to them.
Communication. Communication,
yes. That's so much more of an important word than you think in what you're conveying. I think that is good art. If you can communicate what you're feeling and experiencing to other people, that's how art becomes art. That's what makes it what it is. First impressions of ACM London are really great. Any campus here, everyone's really friendly. It's a nice, creative atmosphere. Everyone's always making music or performing. You can always hear drums going off or someone singing, and that's really nice. It's not a whiteboard and classroom type situation. Everybody's encouraged to be really creative. I think that's really healthy. Mesh with each other. Listen to me. I think when you perform with established acts, you shouldn't treat it any different to if they weren't established. It's still work, there's still an element of professionalism you've got to take into any session. It's easy to be spooked and a bit starstruck by big names, and everyone always wants to know about the big names you work with, but I think you realise quite quickly that they're just human beings. They'd like a cup of tea now and again, or just to be asked about something quite mundane about their garden or their kids or whatever. You've just got to treat everybody as kindly as you would everyone else, I think. So just try and keep your cool. I like being in nature, and it's really hard to be in nature in London, but there are some really, I'm from like near the Yorkshire Dales, so I'm used to being able to just pop on a bus or drive 20 minutes and be on top of a mountain and just think, oh, it's nice to feel insignificant and nice to see the horizon, and it's really good for you. It's proven it's really good for you to be in nature and green things and trees. So if you can kind of escape that, you're near a massive park here as well, aren't you? Clapham Commons there. Yeah. But I think that's really important, to just take yourself out of yourself. I think living in a city and probably studying in a really high-end, prestigious place is quite a lot of pressure and a lot of focus on yourself and what do I want and what am I gonna, my ego and my art and what's it all about. You've really got to yank yourself out of that sometimes. I think as I got older and as a touring musician, I learnt a lot more about when to go to bed and to be able to get up in the morning and go, does anyone fancy going up a mountain, or anyone fancy going for a swim in wherever? And usually people do want to, because you're cooped up in a tiny room and it's all about the songs and the gig, and that's great, but it's really important to give yourself a bit of respite, take your mind on a bit of a holiday. So yeah, nature is definitely where I go and switch off and escape. If I could go back and give my 18-year-old self one piece of advice, probably say, don't worry so much, you're going to have a really good time, so just don't forget to enjoy it.